The downplay of Bleach has to be studied. The disrespect of Bleach has to be studied. I mean, it's in the big three. It's right up there with Naruto and One Piece, but yet it continues to be the most disrespected anime from the big three. It just seems like no one wants to give it its flowers, and that's cool. I mean, it's finally starting to get more of respect for what it's done. The IP is expanding. Potential big things are coming from Bleach, but it's long overdue. And now recently there's been a spark of conversation regarding which anime from the big three has been the most influential anime for new gens. And I'm just wondering why. It's pretty obvious which one it is. It's Naruto. Now, but for real, how can you think it's anything but Bleach? If you look at the most popular new gen animes, Black Clover, Demon Slayer, and the most recent one, Jujutsu Kaisen, you can see the influence in all of them. And it's vast. It's not a few things here and there. It's not a couple things, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's everywhere. And I just don't know how it's not obvious. To me, Bleach is the best anime in the big three. It's my favorite anime of all time. But there is no objective best anime at all. But that's where the difference is when you're talking about best and most influential. Because most influential, hands down, goes to Bleach. We can start off with Black Clover. And you don't have to dig deep at all. With the entire captain system ranking that they have in Black Clover. It's an exact copy of Bleach. And don't get me started on the similarities between characters. Yami, his attitude is very similar to Kenpachi's. Same with Jack's. Jack's attitude is also very, very similar to Kenpachi. Not only that, Jack is also similar in his mannerisms and the way he talks and the way his voice sounds to Mayuri. But no, we don't have to stop there. Look at Nozel, an honorable older brother from a clan put on a very high pedestal in the entire kingdom. He's royalty. Ring a bell? And then he has a younger sister that disappoints him often, but really he cares deeply for her, but doesn't know how to show that. Ring a bell? And not only that, but he looks exactly like Byakuya. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing here? It's not really a contest. And then don't get me started on Asta's demon form. Come on, man. That's Ichigo. Y'all need to stop disrespecting Bleach. And then we also have for Asta, the black sword, the big black sword, and then he has the smaller black, like, we see you, Ichigo. Next up, we have Demon Slayer. Now, Demon Slayer is also another anime that has a lot of similarities directly from Bleach. The biggest one being a group of very powerful swordsmen that protect regular civilians that don't have anything to do with this life. They fight demon-like entities, i.e. hollows, that devour humans. Are you listening? That can also turn them into a hollow, or turn them into demons. And like hollows, the only thing to extinguish them is a special sword. Like, are y'all seeing this? Are y'all like what are we watching? Are we reading the same thing? You can't extinguish hollows the right way without a Zanpakuto, and you can't kill demons without a special Demon Slayer sword. Or the sun. I mean, or the sun. But yeah, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Then you also got the all black clothing that all the Demon Slayers wear, as well as the Hashiras, or aka captains, wearing the little white cloak over. Like, hey, I don't know. Hey, maybe I'm tripping though. And then last, but certainly not least, we have Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen to me has the most similarities, I'd say, outside of the whole captain thing. They have the most similarities out of any other anime as far as subtlety. Like, at face value, you might see Itadori being goofy, Nobara right next to him, hitting him at random points in time, you know what I'm saying, for no reason, like Sakura did. And then you got Megumi, who everyone thinks is a Sasuke clone, even though Hiei came first. I mean, like, what? And y'all didn't think I was gonna pull out Hiei, did you? Oh man. You also have Gojo, who, yes, I admit, does look very similar to Kakashi. You are right. Sadly, that is where all the similarities end. And notice how I haven't really said anything about One Piece. One Piece is not really influential to any new gen anime. I'm sorry. I mean, One Piece does its own thing, you know what I'm saying? No one can come close to it in world building. Like, no other anime, no other series in general I've ever seen has come close to One Piece in world building. And One Piece is just like the whole story is like, everything is too unique for that for anyone to really copy it, or I don't know. I don't think it's really fit in any other series without it being like a direct copy of One Piece. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's really a battle between Naruto and Bleach, but not really a battle because Bleach is just obviously the winner for this. But when you really get down in the details of Jujutsu Kaisen and of the characters, on the looks, the way they act, the power system, Everything is very reminiscent of Bleach. Anyone who's watched or read Bleach in its entirety know this. You would pick this up insanely fast, just like I did when I first started watching it, all the way back in 2020, almost 4 years ago. I think it has been 4 years ago at this point now, since JJK, the first season aired, bro. Now, I was saying before, Gojo does look like Kakashi, and that's true. But the way he acts is more akin to Kisuke Urahara. Like, he acts so much like Kisuke is crazy. Like, you would think they were brothers. They would get along so incredibly well. And like I said, if you watch Bleach, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you can't really compare Gojo to anybody else. But besides off of just straight looks, obviously, he is so much more like Kisuke than he is Kakashi. Then we get to Megumi, and Megumi, to me, works a little bit more closely to Uryu than he does to Sasuke. But, I mean, that's for y'all to decide officially. But to me, you know, it's a toss-up. If you compare them to Sasuke, I wouldn't be mad. Then we start to get to more of the characters outside of the main three, the main four, the main cast of JJK. And you start to see that there's more similarities other than just them. Like Maki, she's very reminiscent of Lisa from Bleach. Now, if you don't watch Bleach, you might not know who Lisa is. Another character that Maki looks similar to is Nanao. But I think she's more similar to Lisa. The way she acts and the way she talks. Also looks too, but that was a given. Then you have the old man. Dang, how I forget his name. I'm gonna put a picture up, but the old man, he looks very similar to Yamamoto. And then you got Yaga, he looks very similar to Tetsuzaimon from Bleach also. I mean, like, the similarities just don't end. And then you get to the power system and the way the story works and the way the enemies and the curses, like, it just all comes together even more. Hollows and curses are extremely similar to each other. They're not similar to anything in One Piece or Naruto whatsoever. Hollows work the same way curses do, or I should say curses work the same way Hollows do, in that there's a secret organization that takes care of them and normal people cannot see them. That's blatant, right in front of your face. I forgot, Kenjaku also has some similarities to Aizen, but is that a stretch? I don't think so. Not to mention, Itadori also has the same exact goal that Ichigo has. Just wants to protect the people he cares about. That's it. No special wanting to be the king of this or leader of that or anything like that. Simple goal, he just wants to be strong enough to protect his friends, all the people he cares about. And then first half of JJK with the whole demon monster entity inside of you. Now that is a trope in a lot of different series, but when we're talking about similarities to the big three, Sukuna had way more similarities to White than Kurama. And then here comes the biggest one besides curses and the way people look and the way people act. The biggest one right now that has been constant throughout the whole series, it made me think of this instantly, is domain expansions in Bankai. Yes, they are extremely similar. The last move you have in your entire arsenal, the last thing you can do, your greatest power up, it has usually has an area you can use it in. It has a activation command, a symbol, whatever you want to call it. It's very similar to Bankai. Now, so you got Ichigo's Ban! You got Byakuya's Senbon Sakura. Kageyoshi, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you got all those, and then you got domain expand. You know what I'm saying? And then each of them has their own enemy, malevolent shrine. Like it's just so many similarities to Bleach. I don't know how anyone could say it doesn't have the most influence over new gen animes. And if all that evidence was not enough for you, the mangaka of their series have come out saying that Bleach inspired them the most. Bleach was their biggest inspiration. I'm not joking, especially JJK and Black Clover. It's like there's no denying it. It's straight from these mangakas' mouths. I don't know. I love Bleach, man. I just need y'all to start giving them some more respect for what it's done for the anime community. It's the most influential anime of this era and will continue to be for the time being, especially because it's continuing. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know if y'all agree with all the information I brought up in front of you, all the details, all the evidence, and me saying Bleach is the most influential anime for new gen anime today, or if I'm just chatting. I'm out.